May I say, Israel, because you make a particular statement that I think is absolutely critical. They are going to throw their life away, but isn't that what God tells us to do? In a
It
way,
is.
isn't that?
It is.
Isn't there an aspect of walking by faith where it seems as though it's a waste? I always say that story of where the woman brought an alabaster box and broke it at Jesus' feet, and the disciples were like, "Wow, this is a waste." Jesus said, "Wherever the gospel is preached, this will be mentioned."
Wow.
And I always say, no one ever stands up and preaches the gospel and says, "Let me first of all do this first, preach this first." No one ever says that.
Wow.
But what it means is that behind the life that is preaching the gospel, there's an aspect of it that looks like it is a waste.
Yeah, once I've seen it in the word and I've heard it from the word, the opinions of others becomes irrelevant. I can't hear them. More often than not, if I'm paying attention to the opinions of others, it lets me know I need to sit with the word.
Wow.
Because I need to gain clarity.
Yeah.
Others know this about me. But the moment I've seen it and I've heard it, I'm gone. I'm good. Right? So you can laugh at me, whatever it is, I just do it. And so once I moved over, the same principle ensured the fact that I never went back to the denomination for any form of financial aid or help.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, I now made it a point of duty that I sold, and I gave rather than looking to receive. And it's a policy that we still with till today.
And so if, like you talked about faith and presumption, if my move had been based on anything else but the certainty of it, it would have been a disaster, because I would have been emotionally and spiritually bereft. But because it was by faith, and faith comes by hearing, hearing comes by the word of God. So it wasn't a feeling, it wasn't an emotion, it wasn't a calculation. There was always an anchor for our soul in which we knew we heard God, we obeyed God, we worked it out, and I'm boasting on his behalf. He has worked it out, and it's been a spectacular journey. But the basis was that assurance that he was in it from the beginning.
So we wanted to go through what we considered the normal way, but I've since learned that faith is abnormal. One of the things you'd have to deal with is to make sense to people. When you're following God, you have to overcome that, because we always want to explain what God is asking us to do. And I've since learned that you cannot reduce a revelation to an explanation. You have families and friends who want to make sense out of what you are saying God is asking you to do. So first of all, you have to overcome that. Now, this is my wife being uprooted.
Back up, because that may have gone over people's head, and say it one more time. You cannot
reduce a revelation to an explanation.